Most people would spend $20,000 for what we're about to create in the next 30 minutes with AI. In this video, you'll watch as our basic app transforms into something that looks like it was designed by a professional team. And the best part? We won't write a single line of code or create a single design from scratch. This is part 2 of our series where we're building an entire iOS app using nothing but AI. If you missed part 1, you can check out the video up here to see how we set up the foundation of our car washing app. Today is where things get really exciting. We're designing the user interface system that both the customers and the car detailers are actually going to use. We're creating the service menu system where detailers can showcase their offerings, and building the map feature so customers can find nearby services with just a tap. Even if you've never designed anything more complicated than a PowerPoint slide, you'll be amazed at how Cursor AI helps us create professional looking screens and working features that would normally take weeks of work and thousands of dollars. By the end of this video, our app will look like something that you download and actually use, all created with AI doing most of the heavy lifting. Alright guys, so this is where we left off in part 1. This is how the app currently looks. We have a few pages that, kind of just the bare bones of the pages, the frameworks. And then we have the sign in, sign out button on the profile page. So I'm signing out of that was the customer side of the application. I'm now signing into the washer side of the application. And you can see that we have some more pages. These pages are different than the ones that we saw previously. But yeah, this is where our app currently stands. So what I'm doing here is just kind of updating the color palette for the app. So I have a couple of different colors that I thought would look good for this application. It might change in the future, but I got a kind of light green-ish color, and then an off-white color, or like a light gray-ish color as well. So those are the two colors that I'm adding for my primary and secondary colors for my color palette. So you can see me just typing that into Cursor here right now. And then Cursor kind of just goes ahead and does it. So the app is updated right now. I'm just rerunning the application. That way I can see the updated changes. And if you take a look closely at the bottom, you can see that the menu, like the tab bar, is that light gray color. And then the actual icons are like light green. So for now, we're gonna leave it like this, but I may change that in the future. I haven't decided yet, but for right now, that's perfectly fine. All right, so the next step is actually just gonna be to add in the ability for users or for washers to be able to update their own profile. So that would just be things like giving them a bio, their company name, where they're located, things like that. Alright, so there were actually a few errors that occurred when I actually ran it the first time after doing that original prompt. So what I did there is just I brute forced it. So by brute forcing it, I mean I would take the error message that I got and then just put it right back into Cursor AI, and then Cursor AI will either fix the code or tell me what to do, or some mixture of both of them. So that's exactly what I did. And now everything seems to be working. So I reloaded the application. I'm just filling out information for the business profile, setting the image, and then saving the changes. And you can see that profile updated successfully. Perfect. So if I close that, now you can see that everything updated. So the name of the car wash, contact info, about the business, all that. So now I'm gonna just sign into the customer side of the application and see what the application kind of looks like right now. So it's very bare bones, very blank, and that's just because we haven't actually done anything on this side of the application. So that's actually going to be the next step, because we've created the washer profiles on the other side. Now we're trying to come up with a finding screen that can search for the washers that are nearby. Alright, so I combined the home tab and the find tabs into one kind of find washers tab, where you can see that you search for an area, enter a zip code, and you can find all the available washers in that area. But you can see that when I click on it, nothing actually happens. So I need to tell basically cursor that when I open it, I want to see a kind of details page for the customer. I just want to see the information that they put on their business profile, basically. All right, so at this point we have kind of the bare bones of the app. So this, I'm logged in right now as a user, and you can see that we have just the main page finding car washes. So if I were to enter in just Austin, you can see that there's one available, which is the one that I created with the other user, and you can see the name of it, about like their description, contact details, stuff like that. There's a book now button. Doesn't do anything yet. That's something that we're going to want to add in later. I like that cursor actually just says, or it just comes up with this pop-up that booking is coming soon. This feature will be available in a future update. I didn't even tell it to do that. I just kind of did it. Appointments hasn't been filled out yet. There's a profile page, so you can see just information about the user. So the name, email, contact info. It gives you these pop-up to edit their info, and they can sign out. Pretty useful. So if I were to go ahead and sign out and then sign back in with the users or the washer account, you can see, so dashboard's coming soon, appointments coming soon, services coming soon, earnings coming soon, but then their profile is set up, right? So one thing that I would want to add here is actually I probably wouldn't need services here, just add services to the profile. But yeah, that's probably something that we would do next. Definitely add services to the profile. That way when the profile comes up, users can kind of see all the services at a glance and then book based off of what services they have. So for washers, can you So for washers, can you add these services to the profile and then let them add or update the services they offer? Also make the services visible on the washer detail page so that customers can view them. So if I click on edit profile and scroll down a bit, you'll see that services was added. So I'm gonna try to type in some services here. So now whenever I click save, I'm getting an error, so I need to go ahead and actually brute force this error so that I can, whenever I do add services, it adds to the database correctly. So it actually took me a little bit of time to figure out that I just needed to rename the column in my database. So you see me doing that right now, and everything should work after I do this. So yeah, you can see that that worked there. So now I'm just gonna enter in a bunch of different services just to fill out the kind of menu that this company offers. So now that that's working, what I want to do next is actually remove the services tab, because we don't need that anymore because it's going to be on the profile page. And then I want to also update the washer profile page on the customer side of the application. That way you can kind of see it when you click on the washer. All right, so where we currently are, I'll probably combine the homepage and the bookings page. I'll just do that now. All right, so where we currently are, this is pretty much done on the washers side, because they only really need to see the bookings and the profile. So you can see their profile picture, the name of the business, their email, all the services that they offer. They can add more services if they want. They can add personal information, business information, and then they can edit their profile and edit all that information as well. I will say add location to the washer profile and change distance from km to kilometers to miles throughout the app. Because when you select your thing, it says 1 km to 50 kilometers, right? We don't want that. This is America. Use miles. All right, so at this point, everything is pretty much done except for the bookings. Just adding the functionality so that users can create bookings and then it populates in the database and so on and so forth, right? And then some little UI changes, right? Like I probably want to put update profile up here. That way the user doesn't have to scroll all the way down here to do it. Get rid of this section and just have the sign out button by itself. Maybe get rid of this about, like just little UI changes. Maybe put business name first above email, then phone, and little things like that. But yeah, we've actually come a long way. Let's take a look at that was the washer side. Let's take a look at the customer side. Pretty good. You can save it automatically saves a zip code, which is great. You can see washers within your area. You can see their profile, service area. Has a bunch of information. You can book now. That's the functionality we still have to add. Appointments haven't shown up yet because there are no appointments. And then there's a user profile. Same thing probably with some UI changes, adding profile up here, little things like that. But very but we're pretty much done, right? We're pretty much there. Just finishing that, and then probably maybe we'll finish it, upload it to the App Store, and continue down this road. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. And there we have it. We just transformed our basic app framework into a professional looking iOS app with a nice user interface, service menu system, and map feature, all using AI to do the heavy lifting. Just think about it. What would normally cost thousands of dollars and take weeks of back and forth with designers, we've accomplished in about 30 minutes. But we're not done yet. In part 3, things will get even more exciting. We'll be refining our user interface just a bit more. We'll be adding the complete booking functionality so customers can actually schedule their car washes, and we'll be implementing a payment processing system so that money can change hands. Again, all still using AI to guide us through the process. If you found this video at all helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel to grow. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss part 3 when it drops next week. If you have any questions about what we covered today, or maybe suggestions for features you'd like to see in the final application, drop them in the comments below, and I may include them in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.